All right, case number 4. Wow. Bryan Kohberger's. No, since this is very interesting to me because we know that in Idaho there's a gag order on the participants. In fact, the gag order was increased to include witnesses and potential witnesses and their lawyers. This comes out of Pennsylvania, interestingly enough. And the FBI, if you read all the data, the reason it's coming out now, though, is because it was sealed for 60 days. And that is actually in the actual warrant. It says when it was applied for, it says it would be sealed for 60 days. So that's why this is coming out. So what did we learn? Well, so the search warrant was written on December 29th for the 30th at any time, including like 1 minute after midnight until like 11:59 the next night. That's when it said they could search. And the receipts of what were seized and arrested on when they did the things on December 30th was unsealed after 60 days. The pictures that I've included, obviously, there's our friend Bryan with a Y. There's his family's house in Pennsylvania that they did the search warrant. Oh, one of the weirdest things was when they went in the house in the middle of the night, like it was like 1:30 in the morning, he was up and he was in the kitchen sorting trash into Ziploc bags with gloves on. Not the most, and people are like, what else could it mean that he was guilty? I'm like, is he a freak who's very OCD? I mean, it could mean that, but we know what it looks like. So, I also have the house, because the search was written for the house, for the person, and for the car. So we get all of that. There's a lot of little writing on here. I'm just going to sort of go through here quickly what the search warrant items for which the FBI was searching. This is what they wrote, what they were looking for. So obviously anything with blood or bodily fluids, materials, blood, bodily fluids, things on it. They were looking for knives, sheaths of knives, and any other weapons that could do injury or death, or sales receipt documenting that. So remember that. They were looking for documents, records, medications, drugs or substances, prescriptions, or otherwise. Bottles, labels, syringes, packaging, other items associated with medication, drugs, and other substances, prescriptions or otherwise, could that lead to physical violence, a physical attack, fights. So basically, drugs and drug paraphernalia. I don't know, and alcohol is a drug, so. Gonna need a drink to read all of this. It's kind of, this is what they were allowed to grab. Any property belonging to any of the victims or the other roommates, including, I'm not going to read all their names because obviously we're trying to protect them from being bullied and or influenced not to testify online. Documents, records, data, connections, anything connecting to 1122 King Road in Moscow or to any of the people who lived there. Any clothing included but not limited to dark shirts, pants, masks, those with a diamond patterned sole, any DNA, footprints, fingerprints, fibers, animal or human hair or physical or trace, anything that you could get DNA from, which is, you know, most everything. Any information indicating, suggesting, or related to violence, a fight, or a mode of hostility for any of the people in the house. They were also to search for 4 samples of Bryan Kohberger's, it's that what they call it, buccal. There's the big word for it, which is the long word for DNA, by buccal, meaning in the mouth. Swabs taken from the inside of Kohberger's mouth or whole blood samples they could get. Alcoholic beverages. Uh-oh. or other intoxicants, any containers or receipts for the same. Data compilations. Okay, this is all the digital stuff. Anything related to data compilations aren't just digital. It also is anything suggesting violence, stabbing, fight, motive, hostility for any of the same to include. Okay, so ledgers, papers, lists, books, notes, letters, calendars, diaries, tapes, photographs, videos, and other media documentation, or items, computer and communication devices, your phone, right, capable of storing electronic data and other electronic storage devices and media, access to the contents of all of the above. So basically, they're going to take everything that has anything to do with anything, including, then they specify even further, all electronic devices, including all communications content. Are we getting basically everything and anything that would have to do with violence, death, crime. You get the point. All right. So what did they find? So this is written, and what is very interesting to me, and I don't think we've seen a lot before, or personally I haven't, is that if you notice, the person who wrote it, when they found something, then they draw this long line afterwards, like you do on a check, so like nobody can write anything more about it, which I find it makes me more confident, right? That's good practice. This is the FBI writing this. It was an FBI agent. So what did they find? I believe this was the stuff in the house. They just wrote knife. They didn't write what kind. A book with underlining on page 118. They found an AT&T bill for Bryan Kohberger. They found a 22 gun with ammo. They found, a smaller knife. They found, I think that was a folding knife. It's hard to read the writing specifically. I think also I would recommend, if you're interested, Gisela K on Grizzly True Crime figured out this a little bit better than what I'm able to, because as you can see, it is the person's, I went on. You have to read the person's handwriting. I'm going to do this because obviously I'm squinting. Okay, so they found a folder with the vehicle, paperwork. Yeah, that was a pocket knife. An Acer, and they have to write the whole model. An Acer computer. They took a green leafy substance in a green container. I don't know what that could be. Mary Jane. It says document. We don't know what document, just a document. More green leafy substance in a plastic bag. White paper with a paper. It says white paper with, it looks like a picture, maybe. A power cable, cell phone, three gloves, that same, I believe, that nitrate gloves. A 40 caliber magazine empty. Oh, I'm sorry. They found, wow. This is everything in the house too, so it could be his parents. They found 3 Glocks and 40 caliber 3 Glock 40 caliber magazines empty. Sorry, not 3 Glocks. 3 magazines for that Glock that was number 4. His Glock 22. I don't know anything about guns, sorry, so I don't mean to sound stupid. They just put books, black face mask, masks. I don't know if it's the medical masks or like a ski masks. Prescription, and black gloves, and 1 black hat, 1 black mask. Again, unclear. These were, now here's a receipt for the items found on his person when he was arrested. So as he was standing there, he had a silver flashlight. He had 4 medical style gloves, 4. He had white Arizona jean t-shirt on, which I guess they're just taking everything that he had on. A black sweatshirt. He had on black and white size 13 Nike shoes. He had on black Under Armour socks, Under Armour black large boxer shorts, large shorts, and Under Armour black boxer shorts, and they got one buccal, one swab right then. So for the Elantra, which I found interesting, so they write down it's the Elantra. They got swabs, so they swabbed the car all over, Ziploc bags, because they saw the car go in and out, right? So the car, no matter how clean you got it, should have something. I'm sure they swabbed like deep underneath the seats. A Ziploc bag with a pink zipper, 7 to 8 plastic, 7? Oh my God. It looks like it says 7 quarters. So literally they list everything you have. A plastic baggie with green zipper. I don't know, did it have more green leafy substances in it? 36 dimes, 3 nickels, 8 pennies, gloves, receipts, insurance card, car registration, hiking boots, comfort in room, key holder, and stay information. You know, they had traveled. Remember they lost them a little bit though in Colorado, so maybe that was from Colorado. Now, tire irons, everybody's like, a shovel. Okay, the thing about the shovel though, if you want to shovel out your car, if you get stuck, it was winter, he was in Pennsylvania, he drove from Idaho through Colorado. I mean, it literally could be to shovel out. And we know he didn't bury dead bodies, but everybody's like, and a shovel in your car? I think it was probably one of those little shovels. But he did have goggles. What kind of goggles do you keep in your car? I don't think it means like driving goggles, but maybe. But goggles to me sound like, science goggles. Like when you don't go and get splatter of blood on your face. I'm just spitballing here. Floor mats. A reflective vest. Why does he have a reflective vest? Does he pretend to be a worker? I don't know. That's interesting. Used water bottles, wrench. I don't know. Maybe he has a reflective vest. Maybe that was in an emergency kit in case you have to go out and work on your car. So that maybe he's just really prepared. Door panel, seat cushions, headrest, seat belt, visor. Basically, they tore that car apart. Fiber, brake pedal, gas pedal, phone charger, a Band-Aid, wipers, wrappers, maps, documents, and the seat belt boot. So they ripped the car to shreds. Okay, so that's what we found in. Very interesting. We don't know what the testing has shown, but interesting, right? I think the most interesting part, though, is that they found him at 1:30 in the morning doing weird stuff with his trash and wearing medical gloves into Ziploc bags. What? And we know that they were able to arrest him because they got his DNA out of the trash that he took to the neighbors. But you know what we don't know? We don't have the information about what else was in that trash. Why was he taking that trash? Was he taking all his trash to the neighbor's house each night? Or was that special trash? That's something I really would like to know.